Hello, Martin Harborne, Chairman of the Dunster Memorial Hall. 5 years ago I stood here with a project plan in hand. We made a start on the project. We're probably halfway through it now, and now we have the completion, which will be the actual gem in the whole project. So here we are in Dunster village. There's a castle towering above us on the hill. The yarn market there, right in the middle of the high street, we have our memorial. 5 years ago, the hall was virtually redundant. For many generations, it had been the centre of village life. Birthday parties, meetings, everything happened in here. And then our tithe barn, which was in a really terribly dilapidated state, was refurbished and virtually completely rebuilt and opened in 2007, and that became the centre of village life, and a wonderful building it is as well. So what do we do with the Memorial Hall? Well, we decided 5 years ago to turn it into the museum. Now the main assets we had was on the top floor was an embryonic rough old sort of snooker room. The middle floor had a dolls exhibition of some of the biggest collection of dolls in the country, actually, given to the village by Molly Hardwick. And on the ground floor, the hall at the back was locked up and gathering dust. First thing we did, we applied. We've now got ATM machines which are bringing funds in. The hall entrance, we advertised all the other local museums around here to give them all a little bit of a boost. The old committee room on the ground floor here. At the moment we are just selling all our little sales, which all go to help fund the museum, with the 5-star newly refurbished kitchen here on the ground floor. Now this room here, under the plans now for the final phase, are to turn it into Dunster Information Centre. Right off the high street, you can see, right in the centre of everything, and it will be an absolute perfect spot for the information centre. Now if you've seen the previous video that we did before we started all this, you will see a large number of changes. But just to remind you, up the stairs, more dolls and dolls' houses, and round into the room that used to house the doll collection. It's now been put back to the village reading room, which is what it was in the 1820s, and is now a very comfortable meeting room, exhibition room. Last year we had exhibitions in here of some of the marvellous collection of christening gowns that we have. You'll see from the end we also have the Dunster Cinema here every week, the Dunster Archaeological Group, which has been incredibly successful, meet here, the History Society. Last week the National Trust had it for an entire week to give all of the staff their till training. So it's a very much used room. And then upstairs, again onto the top floor where we had a pretty basic sort of snooker room, we have now got an absolute gem. Beautiful, lovely paintings on the wall, an amazing view along the high street in both directions, and in the centre of this we have the billiard table with its brand new lights above that are modelled on the lights up at Dunster Castle, and everything has been fitted out as it would have been during the Edwardian period. We've had gifts of lovely mantelpiece clocks. The fireplace has been installed together with its gas fire, and everything is so authentic. We even have a little bar area So Robin Hewison, who's put all this together, is justifiably proud of what he's done. There's a lot more clubs attending here now, special evenings, soirees, as Mrs. Bouquet would say, together with a number of schools have been up here to see just what a Victorian snooker room is all about and to learn how to play the game. So that's been an added thing for us. Right. Now, to go into the main hall, which was some 60 feet long and 90... Oh, just before we do go, another thing we've added, this used to be the servery, you'll remember from the other video, the servery through a wall hatch, and it's now a very well equipped disabled loo and baby change facility. Which, considering they've just... the District Council aren't supplying loos in Dunster, it's a problem now. It's all fallen onto the Parish Council. So here we are in the Dolls Museum with all of its various exhibits, even all the children's exhibits for the modern dolls. Some extremely rare dolls are in here and some beautifully made costume dolls. One of our rarest and most unusual dolls is there. That's the plague doll, made in the 1640s when Dunster was ravaged by the plague. Killed 1 in 4 of the population, the plague, compared to 1 in 80 the Civil War killed. So you can see the plague was devastational. Now, coming down to the end here, we've retained the stage, although the proscenium arch and everything has been removed. We've retained the stage because what we plan to do is that once the dolls move up onto our new floor, and you can now see the height of the hall, right? There is the new floor area, and there'll be, on the left hand side of the wall at the far end, there'll be a new door. There'll be a staircase coming down here and round, and then over on the other side there'll be a freestanding lift. A 2-person lift and a wheelchair usable to take people up into the dolls exhibition and also allow them to go through the door at the end into the reading room, which will hugely increase the accessibility and also increase the numbers. 5 years ago, the dolls saw 2,000 people visit upstairs. Last year, we had in excess of 18,000 visitors, together with a lot of bookings in the hall and the snooker room becoming really active. Now, this has proved that if we put the infrastructure in, we can increase the numbers hugely, and as soon as our numbers, which we feel will have no problem at all, will move up to the 30,000 region, we're then in a position to be able to employ at least 1 to 1.5 full-time equivalent staff members to be able to run it. The museum archaeological group I mentioned earlier, they've been liaising closely with the Time team, Dig Dunster, Professor Tim Taylor and Mr. Allen seen here. A year ago we made a major Roman find, well, major to us, down at Dunster Beach, where pots were coming out of the bank every time the high tide came in. And the museum formed, because we've now got a museum, which we didn't have before, we formed the Minehead Archaeological Group, and there's about 25 members in that, and we had this wonderful cabinet from the originally in the lobby of the House of Commons that housed the Magna Carta and was kindly donated to us by the Haynes Motor Museum, and now it houses all of our Roman, no, not all of our, some of our Roman finds. The time team have also found Roman remains now in the village itself. So you can see we've been gluing pots together, and a collection of coins and various artifacts that have been found. We've probably got a dustbin load more that have got to be sorted out once the display cases become available. Currently we can only show a small amount of things, but this area, once we can move the museum down to where the dolls are, a number of things can happen. This becomes the educational study base. We're going to have a hands-on children's things like, you know, they can handle cannonballs and muskets and village handcuffs and all sorts of things, because children love to have hands-on. We're going to have interactive videos to show them all the photographs of how the village used to be and all the history attached to the village, and all the archives that are available. We are currently mounting a World War I exhibition, which will be coming to an end next year, to honour the fallen in Dunster. Some 12 young men gave their lives, and many hundreds from the village came back really traumatised. So here we have a little exhibition showing all of the people in the village for which Alexander Luttrell gave this hall to the village. He said he didn't want just a stone cross on a hill above the village. He wanted a complete building that would be used by the whole village and used all of the time. We've got quizzes for the children and treasure hunts. See, we're getting pagefuls of children having done the quizzes. The schools love coming down here, but we do need this extra floor to give this extra space. With the stage area and the children's hands-on area, all of these cases in the middle will all be upstairs. All the ones down the side will be upstairs as well, and the new museum created to show a timeline of the village from the Romans right the way through, and the middle section kept clear with boards like the photographs are on. They can easily be cleared back. We can then seat up to 100 people, whereas upstairs we can only seat 35 at a push, maybe 40. So we can have lectures, talks, educational activities, all sorts of things. We can even have nights in the museum. So that's what we're doing, and we're going to our grant is going into the Rural Development Programme for England, and hopefully they're going to be able to help us with some of the money. We've got some towards it, but we do need the bulk of it now to be able to complete that floor. And when that floor is completed, our numbers are going to go up. It's going to be easy lift access. We're going to be able to employ staff, and the visitors and the villagers are going to get an absolutely first-class museum delivered by a tremendous team of keen enthusiasts. So once again, thank you very much for watching, and do come and visit us whenever you've got the opportunity to do so.